Hello, welcome to Spotlight on Souris, brought to you by WCG-TV, Access Channel 12, right here in Souris, Manitoba. Today is December the 3rd, 2018. My name is Laura Higgs, and today we have with us the Mayor of the Souris and Glenwood Municipality, Darryl Jackson. Darryl, welcome here.
My pleasure. Thanks to be here. Glad to be here. Thank you for the
Great.
invitation.
Well, we have recently had an election. Can you tell us what are your thoughts about the new council?
Well, yes. First off, I would just like to send out a congratulations to the three retiring councillors.
Right.
Mark Gillis served for 12 years, and Jerry Williams and Joe Goodwill between Glenwood and then Souris Glenwood,
Right.
well over 20 years for both
Wow.
of them. So we're going to miss the experience they provided.
Right. What a commitment.
Yes, but at the same time, I believe the three new councillors, Donald Brown, Detlef Eisner, and Todd Walker, are going to blend in pretty well. They've all taken their fair share of committee appointments. Seems to be going well.
We're all community oriented.
Yes,
much
very,
involved.
very much so. And so we're looking for good things. Sandy Denbo is going to be the deputy mayor for the coming year. And so I think we've got things pretty much rounded into shape.
Good, very good. So what are the priorities as mayor for the 2019 for Souris Glenwood?
Well, number one on my list is the renewal of Crescent Avenue.
Yes, we talked about that a number of months ago and how the big project was on a roll.
It was going to go last summer, and
Yeah.
of course, for a variety of different reasons and delays, it didn't. So that is number one on my list to get that done. It will start right after May long weekend and hopefully be done early August. That's the plan at this point.
Okay, good.
The contractors were all okay with delaying it a year. They promised to hold their prices and so on. So, you know, we really appreciated that. So away we'll go and hopefully have that done. My second priority, which is an ongoing thing, is the revitalization of the rural roads. Gravel roads in the municipality take a tremendous beating these days with the bigger trucks, whether it's livestock or grain, and we just have to continually be watching for weak spots, redoing them, and making sure they're dressed with good quality gravel and so on. So that's number two.
Right.
And then the third one, which is another one that's always ongoing, and that's controlling expenses.
Yes.
And watching the money. You know, there's things that our citizens expect and want, so we have to balance that off with what we can afford. And we've got facilities to maintain and equipment to maintain, and every once in a while we have to buy new. So it is a bit of a balancing act.
For sure, but you have a budget.
Yes, we will be getting into the budget process shortly. And so we have to live within our means. We're not like the provincial government or the federal government who seem to run into deficit problems all the time. We're mandated by the Municipal Act to have a balanced budget.
Right.
So we can't just keep spending after we have no more money to spend.
Right,
We have
and
to watch our budget.
I hope it works out later, yeah.
That's
It's just
right.
not an option for us.
Not an option for municipalities.
Right.
No.
Okay. Well, the foundation had a very successful 25th anniversary last spring. And can you give us an idea of what the activities are happening with the foundation?
Yes, and you are absolutely correct. It was a wonderful 25th anniversary celebration. We realized a net profit of over $29,000.
Wow, great.
There was great sponsorship, great attendance, some live bidding, very successful bidding for auction items, and of course the determined work of our committee members. We had a really strong committee who worked hard to put it all together. We were blessed as well with a $100,000 donation from Brad Curbison in memory of his late brother Greg, and that is to set up a annual bursary at the school. So that money will, or the interest from it, will become a a bursary every year. So that was great. All of this together, I guess that evening we presented the 2017 grants, which totaled $9,050. Normally, we would present them in December, but we held off because we knew our anniversary was coming up in the spring.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it, all in all, was a very, very successful evening.
good. And what about that, since that evening in April, what has happened with the foundation?
Yeah, and I have brought some cheat notes because I thought I wouldn't be able to remember all the numbers.
Lots going on, eh? Okay.
First off, we have received word from Donor's Choice 2018 that the foundation will get $3,680 from their spring canvas. As well, we received a very generous private donation of $25,000 to our funds this summer. And the end result is that the foundation was able to pay out $14,000 in grants this year. We had our meeting in November versus the $9,050 from last year.
Wow.
So it shows you that as our funds increase, there's more interest, and we're able to put back more to the community.
Because that's how the foundation works, right? Everything that's donated stays.
Yes.
And it's the interest that goes out to do projects and give grants and et
That's
cetera.
exactly right. It's the principle remains always, whatever you donate, and only the interest gets spent. So once again, we've got a very good 10-person board who look at all the angles, look at all the applications.
Right.
We've got 3 fellows who are pretty keen on the financial accounting side of it, so they look after that.
Ooh, thank
We've got
goodness.
some ladies that were very good setting up that gala 25th and the
Right.
spring organizers, so
Right.
we have a really well-rounded board.
Right.
Yeah.
Great, they work well together
Really
then.
helps.
Okay.
Yeah, now, even further to that, on November 15th and 17th, the Endow Manitoba Giving Challenge took place. And on Thursday, the 15th, people could come in and leave a check if they so wanted at the town office with, we had Lois and Glenda sitting there that day. And we raised $9,870 that way. The beauty of that is that it was stretched by almost $4,000 by the Winnipeg Foundation and the Manitoba government. And what I mean by stretching is for every $5 that you or I or anyone donated, Winnipeg Foundation put in $1 and the Manitoba government put in $1.
Oh,
So we got $7 instead of 5,
Right.
two extra dollars. So for every 5. So that worked out really, really good. And I would just continue to encourage people to make a donation to the Souris Glenwood Foundation, receive a charitable receipt,
Right.
and help build our fund. And can't emphasize enough that only the annual interest is granted. The principal never gets spent. And therefore our neat little slogan, this is the gift that keeps on giving.
right.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Well, that's great. Anything else you'd like to add, Darryl?
Well, just because it is December 3rd and we've just had a wonderful weekend of activities, I wouldn't mind throwing out a bouquet to Loretta Turner and her committee for organizing that Santa Claus parade on Saturday night.
Absolutely.
It was wonderful. And I remember as a kid, and I don't know just what age I was, but I'm sure it's back in the early 60s, the last I can remember a Santa Claus parade. I believe it was in the afternoon then, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was just a really good thing to see
Yes.
it started again.
Absolutely, yeah.
And all the floats.
I heard there was about 30 floats.
Yeah, 30-some floats, I think, including a school bus that was all lit up with lights and the kids,
Great.
inside and
Inside the school
everything.
bus, good.
And various other floats that were too numerous to mention, but even the Public Works boys had a grader all decorated up with lights, so.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was a great evening.
And the streets were nice and clean anyway, to begin with.
Yeah, a
so-
little slippery.
they
I
slippery?
walked along and because we didn't really want people throwing candies out of vehicle in the dark and kids darting up and you would.
Yeah.
So we had lots of people walking along with bags of candy.
Good.
And it was a little slippery. I noticed, I walked through it and the snow on top of the ice.
Oh,
You
okay,
had
it
to
was
really
hidden.
be careful how
Right.
big a step you took. But
Right.
no, other than that, it was quite good.
Yeah, I've heard lots about it, heard lots about it on Facebook.
Yeah.
WCG actually taped the parade, so it'll
Oh,
be
good.
shown on Access Channel 12.
Wonderful.
Coming up soon.
Yeah. And the other great thing about the weekend was the new ownership of the Wood Fire Deli, and we had a little ribbon cutting ceremony there for Carlos and Deanna, who are taking over from the Cancades.
Yes.
And so that was a full house there about 5 o'clock when we cut the ribbon for that, and then I
Good.
sneaked away and moved over to get ready for the parade.
Yeah, good, good.
So just
Well, welcome to them. It's a great little restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see it keep going.
yes, yeah, and they seem thrilled to have purchased it, and they're going to add some Mexican flavor to the menu. They're not taking anything off the menu, I don't think, but they're going to add some Mexican things. So
Oh, very nice.
Be great, yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Well, thank you so much for coming in and joining us and letting us know what the town of Souris and the council are up to.
Hey, my pleasure.
you.
Anytime. Thanks,
Thank you.
Laura.
Spotlight on Souris is brought to you by volunteers. I'd like to thank Sheila Kirkup, who is our producer, Lloyd Barkley, who is our cameraman. My name is Laura Higgs. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful day.